Tiz.
Cause what's up, guys? Welcome to the Podnas, a show with three friends separated by distance, connected by brothers. So, if y'all didn't know, this is the Podnas. Phace it's his birthday, so he's making fun of me. We were talking before we came on tonight. Every time I start a show, I go, "What's up, guys?" And I have no idea where that voice comes from. I have no idea why that is the way that I happen to start things, but yeah,
it's hilarious.
So, welcome to the Podnas, guys. It's a show with three friends separated by distance, connected by brotherhood, having weekly conversations that you can join in on. As always, I am 1/3 of the Podnas. Your boy Tiz, along with my two boys.
Yo, it's the Padawan here, Southeast Virginia. At the illustrious. Look at me. I already messed up, but I always mess up the intro. But I'm at the illustrious Exalt Recordings here on Mallory Street, right at the Matriarch Gallery. Once again, right where we all started. And down here also with my homeboy, the birthday boy.
Yeah.
What's happening? What's happening? It's me, Phace. I'm in the place again, just trying to stay ahead of the race. You know it. You know it. Big 3-8 today, baby.
Oh, man, in the house. He's kicking that door. He's kicking that door of 40 real hard right now. And as always,
knocking on that door, baby.
I look forward to his birthday every year just to make me feel younger. Because for once again, I am now again younger than Big Broski. So, we back, bitches. Tony. Oh, damn, Pat. We young again. We're young. We are no longer the old men. Old man 40.
At least once an episode.
At least once an episode. Y'all gotta excuse me. I do not usually drink, but I have been sipping in honor of Phace's birthday as well. While I got y'all here and while I'm, starting to show off, if you ever like to support in honor of Phace's birthday, please go to thepodnas.com. We got both stores on there, so you don't even have to remember the link. Just go there, click on either store, find something you like, cop it. In honor of Phace, all proceeds tonight on any donations, on any merch copped, on anything that you do to support us tonight, any like, share, subscribe, any of that is in honor of Phace's birthday tonight. So if you want to send in some donations, we are at $Podnatiz1. Anything that comes in is going straight to Phace's pocket so that he can furthermore enjoy his birthday. Any merch cop tonight will be donated to Phace's birthday. So, just show some love if you can. And if not, Thank
you.
Hey.
From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all the birthday wishes, all the birthday love, whatever y'all do. Thank you from Phace and the Podnas.
Indeed. Even if you just, drop something in the chat, drop a comment, just let the boy know, you know what I'm saying, you think about him. Especially in 2020/2021, where people are dropping like flies. To live another year is just a blessing. So we just want to celebrate life tonight. And we might get into some serious topics throughout the night tonight, but at the end of the day, love life, celebrate, and enjoy yourselves. Before we get into anything, man, just how your birthday been, Phace? How's the day been going? How's it feel to be another year older, another year on this earth, living, breathing, kicking? You still look like the youngest of the crew, despite being the oldest. How you feeling, bro?
I can't complain, man. Basically kicking back, relaxing. Everybody asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I got it this year. All I wanted was peace. No material object can give me that, man. All I wanted was peace of mind, peace of heart, and shit. I'm gonna give me a piece of something else later, so. All I wanted was some peace.
Best part about having a birthday when you are married. You are guaranteed to end the night the right way. Thank you, Derek. Shout out Derek. Derek Beach wishing you a happy birthday, Phace, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate that love, champ.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Pat, what you been up to, man? How you living?
What's going on, Pete?
Shoot, just try to make some moves, do a little networking behind the scenes stuff, work on my book. Same old. We had I had Martin Luther King Day off or whatever. So since I'm off on Tuesdays, that was a 4-day weekend and I enjoyed it. it's getting away
Okay.
from it. So yeah, pretty much same stuff.
Damn right.
Shout out to the real King MLK. It's been a long time since we had a real black leader like him. I'm gonna get into some of that in some of my topics tonight, but shout out to MLK, man, and what he was able to do while he was on this earth. I pray and hope that at some point I'm able to do even 0.1% of what he was able to accomplish on this earth, man. And yeah, man.
Oh, definitely.
Indeed, man.
Oh yeah.
If y'all didn't know, we got the SMEL theory series out. I dropped a compilation today in honor of Phace's birthday, so please go check that out if you are feeling the effects of 2021. It's really just positive, uplifting, motivational words and encouragement. And he actually started to lay out a plan of like how you can get yourself out of the doldrums of life and really activate the fullness of who you are. We call it smelling yourself. It's based off of his SMEL theory.
Yes, sir.
And for our first topic tonight, Phace, why don't you go ahead, take it away, and let them know a little bit more about that SMEL theory, man.
All right, now with the SMEL theory, for the majority of the conversation that we've always talked about, we talked about the first level, the first phase, you could say, of SMEL, which is self-motivation. Once again, the whole acronym is SMEL, which is self-motivation, self-elevation, self-liberation. So tonight we're gonna cap it off with a, excuse me, a little, I'm not gonna say full in-depth conversation of both the last two phases, elevation, liberation, but we just gonna go a little bit deeper than we did with motivation, being we covering everything in one night. Once again, this is not something I'm just telling y'all. It's something that I personally do myself. It's a personal journey that I put myself through, and it's a personal success, something I always continue to do and put forth in everything I do, and I continue to see success through it. So I continue to put it into my daily routines and just my life period. So not only in my personal goals or my personal things with family, work, whatever, even with our podcast here, I implicated this, and we all initially implicated in our own ways, and we come to fruition to go to that liberation phase 1. So, excuse me, we'll continue to do the SMEL theory over and over. So to continue the elevation. Now, the first two main factors of SMEL to get to elevation is that self-awareness and that self-motivation. Once you got those two down and you listed what you want to do and you know how to get to your goals and how to contain them, or how to attain them, I should say, it's the elevation part. Elevation is basically step by step rising. You continuously rise. It's not a one-step process where I'm gonna elevate and I'm done. No, elevation is a continuous thing. You want to continue to elevate in life.
Hell yeah.
When you elevate to one phase, if you stay stuck there, that's basically just feeding yourself, because you don't want to stay stagnant. When you stay stagnant or be complacent, you're not truly elevated, because you can't reach that next phase of liberation. If you stay stuck, you want to continue to elevate so you can reach that next phase. Elevation, to me personally, let's say this personal instance of the podcast. Now, when we first got together, it was just conversations that we always say. We were just getting together to have a conversation, but we all had the same likeness idea. Let's get together and put our all unique tasks, our all unique talents into this and make something different. So that was our motivation. We had everything set forth. We were self-aware of what we were able to do, each individual person, what our own fields was. So that was our awareness part. We were motivated because we all pushed each other and pushed ourselves to want to do something else and actually want to attain a goal. So elevated next. Now we're into the phase where we're doing lives. We're doing different type of technology. We have different backgrounds. We're just doing different locations. So we've elevated ourselves, and we're going to continue to elevate our liberation phase when we come to our next goal. That's what we get to our liberation. So with liberation, that's not, how can I say it? It's an end of one phase of your SMEL. Being SMEL is a continuous process, ongoing. Once you start SMEL, you just keep going with it, because you don't want to end it, because you want to continue to do better. You want to continue to achieve your goals. So every goal you set, you smelling that. You know what I mean? So the goal of getting our podcast on the streaming service, we smelled that, liberated past that. Now we figured out how to do it. We've elevated past the vines of we just want to do it to how to do it. Now we've done it. So we have that technology, we have that knowledge, we have that under our belts. We've liberated past that. Boom. next phase, next thing you want to do. So it's always about starting over. But the main thing is if you don't have a good knowledge of self and you don't know what you want, you can't go forward. So it always falls back on that self-awareness, regardless of where you at in the SMEL. If you don't have that self, you're always gonna fall back. So at the basis, you got to have a strong basis. Like with any relationship, the relationship of yourself in SMEL starts with a good foundation of yourself. Being aware of what you want, being aware of your own personal flaws, that's going to inhibit you from getting there. If it's a personal flaw and you keep going this same cycle, you keep hitting this wall, keep hitting this wall, keep hitting this wall, don't keep looking outward of anybody else. You got to look inward. What about you is preventing you from achieving this goal that you've tried over and over and over and over to get? What is it about you? Be self-aware so you can elevate yourself, so you can liberate yourself out of them binds. Because without this self-awareness, you can't go nowhere else. The SMEL won't work. You feel me? You can lie to yourself and try to do the SMEL. But as long as you lie to yourself, you won't go nowhere. You got to be truthful with yourself. Like they always say, people start believing their lies when you become a liar. You feel me? And
come on, preach.
If you watch us and if you watch our content, I said at one point I was a liar. So I had to believe my own lies if I was a true liar. So it got to a point where I lied myself in a corner. So I had to be more self-aware. So, okay, boom. I need to stop doing this because I can't keep putting myself in these situations because it's only me that's putting myself here. And I can't blame nobody else for what my actions are bringing me to. Let me change the behavior. So once I chose to change that in me, my outcome started changing. It wasn't the individuals around me making my decisions for me, because regardless of what anybody else do around you, it's you that makes a decision about what you want to do. The coldest thing I ever heard in my life, well, it was told to me, my uncle once told me that my great-grandfather told my great-grandmother during an argument, because every couple argues.
Yeah, yes, like, sir.
He was like, I used to didn't know you. Now, if I didn't know you again, would that really change my life? Would that really affect me? You got to think about it.
Damn.
No, I wouldn't.
That's cold.
You feel me?
Yeah, that's cold as hell. That's real though.
He had the true sense of self to realize at the end of the day, if you take your love from me, I still love myself regardless. So it ain't gonna change what I do for myself or how I see myself or what I know of myself. So if you leave me today, I'm that strong anyway. You feel me? And everyone needs that strength.
Hell yeah.
If y'all are movie buffs like me, if you ever watched the movie Heat.
Oh man, classic.
It was like you can't
fucking classic.
If it ain't,
baby.
If you got something you love, if it's something you love, you can't pick it up in 60 seconds when the heat on you and pick it up and leave it, ain't worth it. You feel me?
True.
Think about stuff in your life like that. And you always have to put yourself against that stuff. You feel me? What you love more? You love
bringing all my art supplies. You love
yourself?
Man, it's crazy how everything he's saying is just tied into my week. That's wild.
You gotta think about it.
I'm grabbing my Wolverine number.
You really gotta think about it, man. Like, as like most people sound like I don't do much for my birthday, but my birthday brings clarity every year. I get a little bit more clarity and a little bit more wisdom. So I just want to share it. You feel me? Like that SMEL theory, it came for a couple of birthdays ago, and it's a culmination of what I've went through my life and me seeing the phases I've gone through and the continued cycles and me trying to do something different. And the times I've done something different, I've seen different. So I just put everything together, you feel me? And hopefully somebody else can see and just hear my words and put it to themselves. You feel me? Like it ain't something I'm telling, oh, you got to go do this. Nah, it's something that worked for me. It might work for you. You feel me? Like Buddhism. He didn't tell everybody to go do this because this is my path in life, man. He was like, this is my path. Just find yours. If you choose to do what I did, cool. If not, cool. But as long as you find your path in enlightenment. SMEL is my path to enlightenment and continuous success personally, professionally, and everything else. I mean, if y'all want to follow it, follow it. If not, find your own path. But self-help with SMEL, that's my thing, man. 2021, I'm trying to get a little book together. So I'm trying to make SMEL more than just me telling everybody about words. Try to put SMEL on paper, man, because I feel like what the things I've seen, the things I've done, and the corrections I've made to my personal self, if others have that same concept and that same strength behind just being strong for themselves, there's a lot of toxic stuff out here that wouldn't be, and people would handle themselves differently. It's just a different mental outlook, you feel me? So I'm gonna try to put that on paper this year and see what I can do with that. So man, be on the lookout for SMEL coming in, some type of written form, y'all.
So y'all done heard the motivation. Now we got to hold his feet to the fire on that elevation. I think the craziest part about what you are putting down this week, man, with the elevation piece is like, it just ties into so much of my week, man. I'm really on some right now, just thinking about how do I take professionally, personally, you know, as a husband, as a father, as a podcaster, as a career person, you know what I mean? Like, how do I take each thing to the next level? So it's funny, like I was having these thoughts of just like, how do I reach that period of like regrowth? And your message is like tying right in with that. Also the part about just returning back to that S when all else fails and just thinking about that self. One of the biggest things, and I'm gonna get into it in my topics tonight, but one of the biggest things that I'm seeing that's like really just bothering me, man, is like the lack of accountability with self, especially with Black men. I think, you know, we talked about manhood a few episodes ago, and I think as I'm looking more at manhood, I think it really just boils down to accountability, man. Like, how are you really holding yourself responsible, accountable, and complicit for the things that you are actually enacting in your life? Like, at the end of the day, if you're having troubles in your life, you have a part to play in that. If you are, you know what I'm saying, constantly struggling with something, you are the common denominator. And until you deal with you, like, you can blame everybody else in the world. You can call other people names. You can say, hey, it's because of this situation and that situation that I didn't get this or I didn't do that. But at the end of the day, I feel like the more we as a people start to really just look inwards and like, what are our flaws? Because we can blame everybody. We can blame the white man. We can blame the other Black man that we jealous of. We can blame the Asians around the corner. We can blame everybody. But at the end of the day, we hold a responsibility. And until we uphold our end of the bargain, like, I don't care what you're doing, whether it be podcasting or creating content, whether it be your career, whether it be your abilities as a parent, it starts with you. And you first have to be accountable to that self, man. Like, I'm really feeling this smell theory, Phace. Like, you picking up, you dropping something I can pick up, man. Like, I'm with you on that.
You put the arrow and put it right to the bow and right at the target. You know?
Yeah.
I know I'll feel liberated once I get rid of this 9 to 5 and I could go full-fledged artist mode. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I know that's one constant goal or whatever. And I also want our viewers to know that background picture, that's still his face. That's what happens when he takes a picture. It looks just like his background picture. When he takes a picture when he's smoking, it looked just like him. He walked away and came back. I didn't even know until I saw that movement.
I'm not even gonna get into the colorism of that statement. I'm gonna be quiet.
I ain't even look at it like that. I was just talking about how his eyes are. Look at this. Talking about the eyes, man. Bruh. I ain't even going into that, man. Birthday jokes, bro.
Excuse me.
Birthday jokes, bro.
Listeners, for my people who are gonna be auditory listeners to this podcast Wednesday night, you gotta see the video. So if you get a chance, just skip on over from Apple or Spotify, wherever you listen to us at, and check out the YouTube video. You will actually see the visual. And the crazy part is with them headphones on and the fact that his whole outfit is matching, like, yep, he kind of does look like his logo right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, the elevation, man, I'm going to be real with you. I am really feeling that piece of it. The fact that it's kind of like reincarnation, like, yeah, you reached this step, but how are you going to rebirth that into the next creation from that? You know what I mean? Because otherwise you just stay stagnant. You get that 7-year itch where you just been in the same spot for a minute. And it's like, where do I go from here? You know what I mean? So yeah, that smell theory, man, I'm with you. I can't wait to make the next smell theory compilation. And viewers, listeners, we're holding Phace to that. He said he's going to make the book. So now he got to do it. He got to do it.
And it will be on Amazon Prime or Audible.
Also, believe that.
Right.
I just know it's going to happen. Pretty much.
Oh, and you got to put it to fruition, man. You got to put it in the air, and I got to put it in physical.
That's it. The motivation is there. You just got to elevate it, champ.
Call on the universe and all the powers combined to bring forth Captain Planet. I mean, to bring forth this book.
Big facts. Big facts.
Oh, so next up, random topic. Because we're gonna have a whole bunch of serious topics later on. So I decided that I was gonna make part of my topic later on, part of my random topic to keep in the space, but it's gonna get real serious. So my random topic is some fuckery. y'all hear about Azalea Banks? What her fuckery?
No, sir. I have no idea of what you speak. Now I know who Azalea Banks is. That's the rapper girl who was like crying on
crazy
Wildin' Out, right?
Right?
Yeah, she crazy as heck. Yeah,
she crazy.
Crazy black junk.
Oh, you gonna really think she batshit crazy after I tell you this, or cat shit crazy?
Oh, what?
All right, here we go. All right, Azalea Banks. Y'all may know her as the person that said out loud that she had something going on with Dave Chappelle, and then Dave Chappelle kind of joked about it on his what you call it. But she went on Instagram Live like about 2 weeks ago or whatever, digged up her dead cat Lucifer out the ground, right?
What?
Digged him up, yeah, and then like air fried him, like broiled him. And
hold on. She dug up her dead cat.
Yeah. And
Lucifer?
Yeah, that's his name, Lucifer. You know,
so the cat's name was Lucifer.
Mm-hmm. Son of the morning.
She dug him up and air fried him?
Chase you off the earth. Yeah.
Did she eat this cat?
That's what I'm still trying to find out, because a lot of stuff on Twitter is saying that she ate it, then she just air fried it, that she was trying to bring him back to life with the thing, but she had a skull looking like Shakespeare, to be or not to be. That girl ain't right, man.
I don't even know what. What? Hold on. He did? What is happening? What is happening right now? I feel like we went off the rails. What the?
Allegedly, she had said one time that she had relations with Dave Chappelle, and then Dave Chappelle in one of his current little stand-ups or whatever, or it wasn't
his presentations.
Yeah, he was like, so evidently, I fuck Azalea Banks. I mean, he kind of just like admit to it up there. So we're gonna just still say allegedly, but he just straight up just said it or whatever. So I ain't made a joke out of it. Man. He did it in a joking way.
What the hell is wrong with our people? So you telling me somebody dug up a dead cat? The cat was dead, buried in the ground.
Mental health awareness, man.
Air fried the devil.
Lucifer, son of the morning.
Phace, it's your birthday, man. You go on this one. I don't even know where to go with that. Like, what? I wasn't ready for that one. I see why you did not put that in the docket, because oh my God, what the hell?
It don't go with nothing. I know it don't, but I just thought
mental health awareness.
Yo, tell Azalea Banks I got a referral link for 3 free therapy sessions. I got you, sis. That is what the hell?
She kooky as cat shit.
Yeah, she could have. I'm pretty sure she got therapists on deck.
That to mess me all up, bro. I don't even. Oh shit, nuggets, champ. What the fuck? Okay. I ain't messing with that.
Kooky as cat shit.
God bless our people. God bless Black women. If somebody out there loves and knows Azalea Banks, give her some love. She obviously needs something. That is not. For this week's Umar update. I'm gonna just go ahead. Damn it, Pat. That messed the whole. I don't know where to. Okay, my energy all off. What the hell, bro? All right.
I'm sorry.
For this week's Umar update, Umar is still on his world tour. He has now been in South Carolina and Macon, Georgia, which is hundreds, if not thousands of miles away from Wilmington, Delaware, where his school is. School in quotes. While he's been out, though, we've had a couple of things happen. The lights have been confirmed as on at the school. A YouTuber that sprung off of Max V's page, I think his name is like, he got some Roman numerals in his name. I have no, it's like JMV something. But anyway, he rolled past the school and he did confirm that the lights are on, but this still leaves a question. When were the lights on legally? When have the lights been turned on legally? Because if you remember back in November, I'm going to keep reminding us, like, we're not going to get off track here with Umar. In November, he was at the school drumming on a drum, chanting, FDMG is coming, FDMG is coming. And he also said on that same live, yes, the lights are on. We got lights, and there were lights on all up and down the hallway. Now, I always had a question because there was a big extension cord going through the whole building, and it seemed to branch off into each room that happened to have lights on. So my thought was generator, nigger rigging, you stealing? I don't know. Excuse me. And also remember, there was a YouTuber that went to the school during that time and also saw the meter running illegally. So my biggest question right now for Umar with the lights is, when were they actually turned on legally? I get they're on now, but you got some explaining to do, Umar. You got some explaining to do. Next,
Lucy.
He's been posting a lot of weird IG lives. Now, he's only been going live very infrequently lately. For the past week or so, he's been very quiet on Instagram outside of like just straight posts of pictures. And he's posting random pictures of him on the Breakfast Club and just weird stuff that ain't got nothing to do with right now. But he went on IG in Macon, Georgia. Excuse me. He was in an empty parking lot on an empty stage bumping reggae music. What this has to do with his book, the school that he claims to keep raising money for, or anything to liberate Black people or to teach and help young Black boys, I have no idea. I'm also noticing a large contingent of the people on Umar's lives are also scammers. That's another story for another day, but I'm also starting to peep this vibe of like, there's a lot of people on there that are scamming with their little money hustles. You gave me $300 and I can get you 3,000. Like these little weird, I don't even know. It's just
might have bought his followers.
It's a lot of weird stuff.
It's a lot of stuff.
So after that, Gator Girl said he's liberating his appetite in different parts of the country. He's definitely doing that. Because he was definitely in a house. I'm gonna get to that in a second. He was definitely in a house where the microwave just kept beeping. So he's definitely been found some followers to feed him and house him for a little bit. When he was in South Carolina, he posted in this house. He was in somebody's house because he was definitely on a seat with some carpeting around. You haven't seen Umar anywhere where he shows anything outside of his face in a place. So he showed the floor. But the weird part was it was like maybe a 2.5 minute live where he just has two random dogs humping his feet while he sits in a chair with dad jeans on and rubs his feet together on the carpet. And there's a microwave going off in the background. So you can tell he's at someone's home or their domicile and they're feeding him for the evening and lodging him for the evening. But I have no idea what's going on. So I don't know whether he's high and he's just making a mistake, pushing something, or what the hell is going on. But posting a 2-minute live with dogs humping your feet while you sit in a chair with dad jeans on. I mean, it's just literally his legs, his feet, and dogs humping for 2 minutes on a carpet. And I have no idea what the hell that has to do with anything involving our people. The next live he put up, he's in a barbershop, getting a haircut, hanging out with the fellas. Now, this barbershop is the same place, the most requested scholar in America. This is where he's holding his next event, in a barbershop. Now, you've been to barbershops. I don't care what barbershop you go to. It ain't but so much space in there. So that tells you which capacity you're actually expecting to show up. It also tells you how much you're actually requested. Because the dude that sell fire sticks around the corner, he be at the barbershop too. But ain't nobody requested him. He just there. I don't understand. Now he's getting a haircut, which is good because his hairline been leaning lately, and his appearance has started to get more unkempt, as it does every winter. But my question again is, how does this help Black boys? How does this help Black people? What does this do for us watching you in a barbershop? And then he couldn't even remember that he was in a barbershop because he's trying to promote a barbershop, and he goes, yeah, I'm live in something cuts restaurant. So he's so used to just
being in a restaurant,
spewing out random shit, and it's so used to going out to eat, he can't even remember that he's trying to plug the barbershop and give them people some real love. Now, since he's been on this tour, I'm going to remind the people, he has still not been back to the school, which he only mentions now when it's time to ask for donations. When that Cash App and that PayPal come time, he says FDMG. But outside of that, I've not heard him talk about the school. I've not heard him mention the school. He's not like, hey, this is what I need to do. It's just random weird IG lives with bots, and I haven't seen him at this school. Now, as a person who's a homeowner, I've been involved in the construction sector before. I've had a lot of damn jobs, but I've never seen where, as a contractor, you go work at somebody's place and they're not there at all. At some point, they have to be there to authorize and to sign off on the work that you have done. If you need to update something or go through as far as like, hey, what we thought this isn't it, we're gonna have to do something different, you need the owner there to actually kind of, give you some verification that it's okay to make this or do these changes. So Gator Girl said the sewage water and that they were sweeping up in that gym is right back. I'm pretty sure it is, because he hasn't talked about the plumbing again. He's only said the lights were on. He hasn't talked about HVAC, which is supposed to be why we're spending all this damn money. Yet and still, Umar's out at barbershops and having dogs hump his feet. Now, a little caveat to my Umar update, then I'm gonna open it up to y'all for just y'all thoughts and etc. As I've been doing some research and just kind of on the interwebs, I've noticed I may have to open this Umar update up to just blacks, to be like a dangerous black man update or black scammer update. Because I'm seeing that it's not just Umar out here that's a detriment to our people. There's some other stuff going on. And I'm going to get to that in one of my later topics. But yeah, thoughts, opinions, etc., fellas.
Umar's a joke.
A straight joke. A straight joke.
That ain't even a funny one. It ain't even a make you laugh joke. It's one of them, oh, okay, type joke. Like, come on, it's played out. Like, it's played out. Like, continuous jokes. It's like he's an intellectual guy, man. Like, you just use your intellect for what it needs to be there for, but you rather attempt to do something that's not in your lane and just making an ass of yourself. Why?
And an ass of our people, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to make an ass of yourself, that's cool. That's the shit that been killing me, though. He has literally got
don't scam
a large section of black people following him and buying into this bull, losing their money for no reason with a school that's never gonna come,
More content creator than actual leaders, if anything.
That's my goal. So the people, man, and to people out there who say, well, Tiz, you must be trying to use Umar for content so you can get money. Again, I have a job. I make money legally, and what I do actually directly impacts and affects and helps Black kids. I do what Umar wants to do. I actually go out and that is my career, to help and mentor and teach and educate and push forward Black children. So that's what I do as my main job. That's what I get my bread and butter from. I am on Umar's ass and everybody like him because I'm tired in 2021 of seeing Black people continue to hurt our own causes. I'm gonna get more into that later, but man, yeah. So that's just to anybody who feels like I'm one of these people that's like, I make Umar videos. If you watch our content, we do way more than that.
Way more.
He's like a small percentage of what we actually talk about on a weekly basis. But he's a detriment to our race, so I'm gonna keep going on his ass. But for good.
I'd rather
for good.
be able to have conversations
tonight
with him, like in a good way, but he just puts out stuff that's detrimental. So I mean, I have a platform to comment on it, so I'm going to comment on it. And if anybody else out there does anything in such a fashion, I'll be commenting on that too. Once again, there's an open invitation, and it's still an open invitation for anybody who supports Umar himself, or anybody else we may comment on, to email us at thepodnaspodcast.com at gmail.com, and we can invite you on the.
Indeed.
And if you do something funny, I'm going to joke you about it. No, I don't care.
Thank you, Gator Girl. We do cover everything. You're absolutely right. Thank you. But people got to actually watch the content.
People like 1 minute segments. That's the thing. Like the attention span of a person is whatever they are into at that time, and that's it. But
bullshit.
Indeed. What you got up next, Pat?
This kind of ties in, especially with Black people in general, but I wasn't really trying to do a serious topic at first, but just like over the weekend, and it being Martin Luther King weekend, I kind of like saw more and more of a pattern in general. I saw an article about a documentary talking about, it was actually called MLK/FBI, right? And what kind of sparked it is because I saw a tweet from Bernice King, his daughter. I'm bringing it up right now. And she basically was like, please don't act like everyone loved my father. He was assassinated. A 1967 poll reflected that he was one of the most hated men in America. Most hated. Many who quote him now and invoke him to deter justice today would likely hate and may already hate the authentic king, #MLK. Okay. And that brings up my subject of how they try to use his last speech in not his last speech, but one of his major speech that went out worldwide, the I Have a Dream speech, and the way he tried to promote, just peace and peaceful protest as a way to pacify or quiet like the Black Lives Matter movement. Every time we have like a protest, or like how Kaepernick, he has a protest, like just bending the knee, they always have a problem with how a Black person protests. And it's not really that they have a problem with how, it's that that white guilt kicks in every time we do try to say something, pretty much. And what I'm also seeing is what I like to call the good Negro propaganda, or whatever, where like if you really study Martin Luther King, he really talked about financial improvement and economic improvement of the Black community. That's what got him killed. Or whatever. And in that documentary, they were talking about how the FBI, it was run by J. Edgar Hoover. and he saw that King was talking to people that was like, I would say, communists, that he figured were communists or whatever. So they literally said that everywhere that King went on his whatever tours or speaking out, wherever he went, they were in the room, in the hotel room right beside him, listening to everything they did. Even, when they were talking about his infidelity or whatever, they were trying to use that as a way to deter his message and everything. So in that documentary, it was saying, if they're in the room with Dr. King, everywhere he went, like every time he went somewhere, they were already posted up like a week before he was there. You know what I'm saying? If they knew if he was there each time and he was right beside there, how can they not know about his the person that had killed him, his assassin? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's more likely that the person, I forgot it, I know it's like James Earl something, that they claim killed them. It's more like,
yeah, James Earl Ray,
yeah, James Earl Wright. Like, they claim that either he was working for the FBI to kill him, or they had someone to kill him and he just took the rap for it. Pretty much.
Oh, damn.
That was like one of the theories they put out there.
That's kind of like Kennedy.
And then like a couple of years back, the FBI put out like a something for Martin Luther King Day, saying they celebrate his message or whatever. And Black Twitter got on him like, you're the one that killed him. You know what I'm saying? So that brings into another topic of like how they try to use one little thing that a Black person says or whatever and use it to pacify other Black folk or whatever. It's been a habit where they use every year everything that Black people do. Martin Luther King wouldn't do that. No, actually, Martin Luther King would be the first person to actually do that. Like, he will be the first person out there to actually go out on the front line and say, hey, no, we need economic equality. We need to find more programs. He was the first for Black people to build up Black people. He was talking about how when European immigrants came over, they had loans from the government for land and to build economies for their people. But the Black people that was brought here involuntarily, basically kidnapped from their land, they have gave them nothing. They just gave them the freedom of dying out in the wilderness, basically. Well, us, basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So that also brought up a topic, because this is what happened over the weekend. There was this
keep going, Pat.
There was this guy named Brian Tyree. He's a white dude. He on a video with a MAGA hat. I first saw it on like Royce the 5'9" IG, but he's basically up there with this Black kid or whatever. I guess this is his stepchild.
Oh my God. Using that kid as a damn propaganda tool. Hell yeah.
And I'm like, dude, y'all have been doing that same trick for the past 50 years since.
Here's my good Negro. Here's my Black. I can't be racist because I got a Black.
And at that time, like, this is my Black friend. Like, this is my Black son. And at that time, like, you could tell, like, I just felt like that kid needed to be saved. And then there was a lot of things, like Talib Kweli, he reposted it and everything. And the end result was that dude popped up and said, thanks, my wife is divorcing me now. As she should. As she should. Or whatever. Like, and, Talib just popped back and said, no, your racism destroyed your relationship. Like, you're gonna put that man against, and that's their son against his will. That's a child.
That kid looked so dead in the eyes, Joe. You could tell his little spirit had just already been ruined.
He didn't want to do
man. And the sad part is that little boy still lives with that guy. Like, like that's.
Then the arguments is going to go across and all that other stuff. Crazy. But like now, like, yo, that's insane. And I'm like, how do you not have that? How do you not get that? You know what I'm saying? And that puts me to that whole mentality that I feel like unless a person actually feels what you going through, they have no clue about it. They're totally ignorant about that. If they were placed in that same position, and if they were placed in that same position, if the world roles were reversed, you would have the Capitol all over again. You know what I'm saying? You have Fox News jumping on it all over again. So, like,
I tell you, man, it's a large gap between sympathy and empathy, man. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the most fucked up part about what I saw with that video, especially with the little boy, man. Like, it's no way you can empathize with what your quote unquote step or adopted son or whatever he was to you. It's no way you can empathize with what that little boy goes through on a daily basis just because he looks like he looked. You will never feel that. And that's the horrible part, because like they don't want like the supremacists. And I'm not talking about all white people, because I know some white people that are down for the cause. They are true allies, and they don't believe in that. Nah,
be the first one.
I'm not going
to
sit there. I'm never going to paint a whole group of people as anything. But people like that guy in that video, man, like, you are so stuck on trying to prove your rightness that you are destroying exactly what you're claiming that you're against. You're saying you're not a racist, yet the fact that you posted that video shows your racism. The real racists don't have to parade anybody out and show that they're down with the cause, because their actions speak for that. People would know. The fact that you posted that video means it's somebody in your life that knows you, that sees your bullshit and has called you out on it, or they're giving you backlash and you felt the need to do that.
It probably was white.
Real people, when you are authentic about something, you don't have to put it out on blast. You don't have to show it off. It's just who you are. It's just like being rich. If I'm really rich, I don't have to sit there and throw up money on my ear, act like I'm talking on the phone. I got it in the bank. I know what I got. I'm confident in that. I'm comfortable in that. And that's the shit that kills me, man.
And what do MAGA and how you feel about Trump have anything to do with you being in a relationship with someone? When we know and women know, period, that a man can lay down with someone and not think nothing twice about it. Like,
but I'm gonna tell you what it got to do with it. He brought that up because what happens is his beliefs in MAGA probably went against everything that wife stood for. She probably was a decent human being that realized, like, there's certain things, like, there's nuance in the world. And I'm going to get to that again later. I got some shit that's all tying into what you dropping. but there's nuance in this world. Shit is not always just black and white. Just like our country is not just black and white. It's gray areas. It's layers to most complex issues. So because of that, you can't support MAGA, you can't support Trump, not because of you liking his economic policy, but because of the fact that you supporting Trump empowers a person that believes in all of these other things. So it's not that you're a MAGA person that people dislike. It's the fact that you are so blind to a person that is literally moving in hate. To the point where he hate his own people. He hate everybody. And you're following this person and supporting it, which gives it a larger platform. It gives it more credence to where they keep going. You know what I mean? Like, that's the issue. Like, damn the MAGA hat. We're not mad at you because of that. We're mad at you because you're supporting somebody who believes in all of these other fucked up things that is destroying our society.
Is it the family, his family members and relatives are still in that old way. That's probably what it is. And he gets in those talks, and then he wants to go ahead and, like, I'll put it this way. You know how you have a rapper or you have somebody that's like try to portray like he's in the streets, pretty much. So they try their hardest to do the most. They'll do the most random, especially in this day and age. They'll go on IG flashing their guns or whatever, or the guns they claim that are theirs or whatever, this, that, and the third. This is him flashing his gun trying to be a rapper. This is him being the MAGA rapper. Like, this is him saying, hey, I'm still down with the cause or whatever, because his friends he grew up with or you know, his cousin or relatives or whatever is still talking to him like, but you got that that black lady over there, blah blah blah. You know, are you still down? You know, they still pressuring him. They G-checking him, so to speak, or whatever. So now this is his thing, so he can claim, like he can show his people that he's still down with whatever, so he can go around and play whatever spades game or whatever they do, chuck beer and paintball.
You know, them
or
folks
whatever.
ain't playing no damn spades. Now paintball might be up there.
I don't know what rednecks do. All right, they drink beer and post it.
Boy, you know we playing that good Texas Hold'em.
Oh yeah, and out in Hickory or something.
Rats.
Damn, exactly. Where they'll paint boy and them paintball.
And go mud
outfits.
Enjoy the paintball tournament, like Jordan Kepler said. Enjoy the paintball.
Go driving mud and big water puddles and shit with jeeps and shit. And go mudding.
Shit that serves no purpose
at all. Yeah, shit like that. I mean, everybody got their vice that they do stupid shit with or whatever. Or whatever. It just so happened that these people don't like black people, so whatever the fuck they like.
And them the only people I'm talking about. Because guess what?
That's it.
I grew up with some dudes that go mudding and all that shit, and I fuck with them.
Sure, I live by them.
I fuck with them.
I roll past with. This is the thing that confused me, though. This is the thing that confused me, or whatever. Because I'm in Chesapeake, and you know, Chesapeake is one part is nothing but black folk, and there's one part that's just
predominantly Caucasian, though.
Just rednecks. All right.
Yep.
So I'm driving at the 7-Eleven or whatever. And I see this one truck. I see it all the time. You got the American flag on one side and the blue Lives Matter American flag on the other side. And I'm like, all right, so does he agree with the Capitol attack, insurrection, or what's going on? Or he just put that up there? Like, I'm still want answers from that. Like, are y'all rednecks? Are y'all in a civil war within each other?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Because like Gator Girl said, man, like when that shit happened with the Capitol, you got to remember, it's a strong contingent of rednecks that are not necessarily racist. They just love their country. And that's pretty much as far as to go for them. Mm-hmm. So like it's a large contingent of like what you would call country hillbillies that are out there that like, hey, hold up. But we ain't down with that shit. You ain't gonna fuck up our country. Hold up. That's what we hold near and dear. This is our country.
We can't do this.
You're not gonna
white
do
on
that.
white crime.
So like, I don't think that. I think it's far from being like a situation where like all like that. Like I started the episode off, man. Like I ain't gonna never generalize a whole group of people on nothing. Mm-hmm. There's a good contingent of people that are not down with what happened and down with a lot of the shit that other rednecks portray. Like you got, it's a YouTuber out. He's a straight redneck. He literally posts nothing but videos. Chowder. It might be, I don't know, but I know he got like a beard. He'd be in a garage all the time. He posts shit about like fixing shit too, but like a lot of his videos is about like going at white people and calling them out on their bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like, I think it's
just because you're a redneck don't mean you're racist.
Right. Yeah. Just because you're a black person don't mean you really down for black cause. Like, I think
not a monolith.
Right. Not a monolith. I think at the end of the day, it's you got different sects of people. And that's why my biggest thing is like at this point, how do we get all of the people who actually are in agreement? Like, how do we get all of the black people that are definitely for black upliftment? And how do we get all of the white people who are definitely for, hey, we've done other races wrong in history, not us necessarily specifically right now, but in history, we've messed up a lot of these races that we brought into the country and we're supposed to not be that. This is supposed to be the free haven, you know, bring us your poor, your tired, your hungry, all that shit. You know what I mean? So like, I think the biggest focus should be going forward, like for the country. How do we get all of us that are actually on the same page and are tired of all this bullshit to line up and fight that other shit? Like, how do we get all the people that's down with love to actually gather up and stop putting up these little walls we got amongst each other and just say, hey, look, we all believe that the way shit is now is fucked up. There's a large group of people in this country that have been fucked over for hundreds of years, and we need to make that right, and we need to move forward. You feel me? And I think that like we got to focus on that because it's not everybody that feels the way the supremacists do. It's not.
It's not.
Especially not now in 2021 because you got a generation of people that grew up and they hate their parents because of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got people that's out there for clout that's putting up them little videos, but you got some kids that just literally hate their parents. Like, how dare you sit there and talk about this? Because this black dude that you hate, that's my boyfriend. This black woman that you talking shit about, that's my wife. Like, it's not the same America that used to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. They turning them in. I seen people tweet, "Hey, you know how you was talking that junk about BLM and why they need to be arrested? Well, I just called the police on you as one of the people." I saw that in a tweet. I was like, "Oh shit, they calling it." Like he was talking to his uncle and he was saying,
"That's right.
Hey, I'm turning you in." Well, all I got to say is, if we're gonna gather, don't gather tomorrow during the inauguration. Stay your black ass at home.
We stay home tomorrow. Catch that shit on Zoom or stream or whatever they do it on. But we not going. Hell no.
Yeah, keep that right there.
Now, as far as tomorrow goes. I work in Colonial. I work in the Heights.
I already know. So you stay strapped up.
You feel me? Exactly. No worries.
Work for home.
Because I believe in my rights. I believe in my rights and all my amendments. So, and I exercise all of them.
Translate that as you will.
I have no worries, no fear. And I have no worries about tomorrow, but be safe, everyone else. Be cautious, because as you've seen, there are ignorant people out there who just love to do ignorant stuff because they know no better. So I'm all down for educating the ignorant, but for those others, be safe.
Gator Girl said, "Exercise your rights, champ." Second statement, hey. We got that right.
Oh, he exercised them.
Believe that.
Don't let no bird fly down low. Don't let no bird fly down low.
Got some good stew tonight, baby. Got some good stew tonight.
Pat just seen it.
Yeah, I seen it
before in the parking lot.
And I'm right down the street when it happened. I'm right down the street where
it happened. Baby.
I was like, what happened? I'm like, goddamn bird came too close.
Hey man, don't trust birds. That ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about tonight. But if you out there, don't trust birds. They're fucking ferocious creatures.
Hitchcock taught me that.
Facts. Now, just talking about a lot of these supremacists has got me going to the next thing. There's been a big uproar in the world lately about there's been a big, argument, you say, on Twitter, because Trump got shut down on all social media over the past week. So he can't do anything. He can't send out a tweet or Facebook post. Yeah, hell yeah, squirrels too, Gator Girl. But he can't send out a tweet, nothing. He can't do anything on social media no more. And the big question that's been going over, a lot of content creators, I've seen them posting videos where they're talking about censorship. How does this affect us going forward? Is it necessary to censor people? Does Trump getting shut down pose a threat for the average person or for other world leaders who may say something that a private company disagrees with? So yeah, I guess for me, I'll give my take and then I'll just open it up to you guys. For me, I feel like if you own a private companies, whatever, when I go into my job, I recognize that I'm working for a private establishment that they have their own set of laws under the law. So if I do something against what they do, they got the right in my contract to terminate me. That's part of the deal we signed. Like, I recognize that. Same thing when we get on these social media platforms. Like if YouTube today decided they was gonna cancel us, we'd have to figure out a way to live stream or post our podcast straight to our website. But we gotta abide by them community guidelines because that's what you sign up for. You feel me? So for me, I think at the end of the day, if a private company, I'm all for, if a private company sees somebody like doing something that's not detrimental to them, or not like, hey, you know, they just making a comment that is a comment. At a certain point, I feel like even with our little 81 subscribers on YouTube and however many people listen on other sources, there's a responsibility that comes when you sign a contract with anything. And if you're not willing to uphold that, or if you're going to be doing stuff that's got people getting hurt, killed, maimed, putting themselves out there to like really do damage to the fabric of what we have in society, I'm all for them shutting your shit down. Like we got flagged for an AIDS thing, and I have no idea for what it was even for. But I ain't argue with YouTube. My thought was, if I did something harmful that could harm a child or whatever, let me fix that. Let me get it straight so you can go ahead and put my content back up and we good. And that's simple as that. Like, if you don't want to deal with Twitter, you don't have to. You're the fucking president. You could have went out and made a press conference if you want to talk to the country that bad. Like, that's your right as a president. But Twitter and every other social media site, like, I'm down for shutting people the fuck up when they're hurting people. Now, there are some things where I kind of draw the line with, like, this has nothing to do with anything. You just don't like what I said. And that's a problem. But at the end of the day, again, we sign contracts to use any platform. You sign a contract to get into your job. You sign a contract to use your cell phone. And if Verizon said they're going to switch up the way the plan works, you sign a contract that actually says that in the bylaws, this is what it is. We sign a contract on Apple that says these are our terms and conditions, and to use their iPhone, this is what we're going to do. And if they decide to switch up to iOS tomorrow, that's what we got to deal with if we want to use their shit. That's the issue with capitalism. There is no social response that can affect it. It just is what it is. We got the right to speak, but not on somebody else's platform. You want to say what you want to say, go out in your front yard and say what the fuck you want to say on your property. That's your right. But we also got a right to shut people up when they hurting people. Now, I will say this, though, to Twitter and Facebook and everybody else. Shut up all of these dictators overseas that are also killing their people. Shut up the damn emperor or king or whatever you call them of Saudi Arabia. Shut up these dictators in Iran and Guatemala that are oppressing their people. Shut up these African dictators that are sitting there like literally taking all of the money of their country. The whole gross domestic product goes to their pockets as opposed to the people that are actually living in their country. Like, shut up these people. If you're going to shut up Trump, shut up all of them. Now, I'm for that. But at the end of the day, if you come in my house, I got the right to tell you what the fuck to do in my house. If I come to your house, you got the right to do what the fuck, tell me what the fuck to do in your house. So it is what it is, man. How y'all feel about censorship?
I just got one. Why the fuck do political leaders need social media accounts in the first place? Like, I don't want to know what you think on the humbug. You're not posting no policies on there. So why the hell you want social media? So I mean, like, that's not the platform. Me personally, I don't feel like that's the platform for them.
That's a beautiful point.
It's like, if I'm like, Trump never said nothing like political on there. He was always saying something like humbug, ignorant, regular old boy stuff. Like,
Kafefe.
You feel me? Like, once he took the office, they should. It's like, all right, we got to ban your account because you're in a different atmosphere now, so you can't just be putting anything on here. That's just what it is. But to the point where now, well, he had accounts and he's inciting riots, which isn't illegal. So yeah, take him down because his words have power. I mean, this not to the censorship form. It's like they're trying to shut him down because he's saying something that's moving the people, and then he's causing harm. People died because of his lack of responsibility behind his words. Sure, we've all grew up and heard sticks and stones will break your bones, but words hurt. But words kill. You feel me? Words influence. Words can move mountains. I can't move a mountain with a stick. Okay. I can affect one person, 1 to 2 people with just one stick, but my words can move millions.
Big facts.
So if my words are ignorant, non-factual, and lies, why should I not be taken off? Because I have no responsibility behind what I'm saying. Now, if what he was saying was factual and based in some type of reality, then I could say, okay, I may not like the person, but don't censor him. Don't take him off. Give him his fair shot. He does have the freedom of speech. But no, you have the freedom of speech, not the freedom of a lie. Just randomly make up shit just to tell American people. You have some people who are going to believe you just because you're the president.
Big facts.
Just because you're the president. Well, he the president. Why would he lie? Motherfucker, because he human. Shit, he a politician. That's what they do. He's a reality star. And he a politician now. So he has double the reason to lie. Well, he's getting paid. That's his job. Come on,
I will say if I would say if a politician was like a responsible politician or whatever, I could see the benefits of social media, like a AOC or Obama to bring forth.
Come on,
like,
AOC. Come on, AOC. I can't wait for her to be president.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I definitely am a AOC. But I feel like if they're doing that to like promote policies to vote on or get younger voters, that's a good thing. But as far as Trump, that's just him saying, hey, I can say whatever the hell I want. What are y'all gonna do about it? Pretty much. So I understand where, as far as if it was a responsible politician, if that even exists, then yeah, that I can see where social media helps just to get the younger vote. But when it comes to Trump and people that just spew like hatred and just malcontent in whatever their rhetoric is or whatever, nah, you can go ahead and dead that.
Kick rocks in a box, bitch.
You have rights, but as soon as your rights impede on somebody,
preach that. That's that is my life mantra, man. Like, people be so stuck on these damn rights, man. That shit is some shit on paper. At the end of the day, you got the right to do whatever does not hurt somebody else. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do in my home because it ain't hurting nobody else. It's me. If I end up bleeding, it's because I did some stupid shit and that's me. If I end up arguing, it's because I did it in my home. But like, I don't have the right to go out and infringe upon somebody else's right to just go about their day and live whatever they thought their life was. Like, that's really life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Like, you got the right to be alive, you got the right to be free, and you got the right to pursue whatever it is that make you happy. I don't have the right to infringe upon that. I got the right to pursue what makes me happy. And in 99.9% of cases, there is a way to get what you want without hurting other people. There's a way to express yourself without hurting other people. There's a way to do what you want to do without infringing upon everybody else's right to do what they want to do. And that's the thing. We got to get out of this. Well, I want to do what I want to do and make everybody else deal with it. No. You deal with your own shit.
Yeah, freedom to speech is universal or whatever, but when that freedom of speech gets to be offensive in front of me, like, I don't understand why people think they can just say whatever the hell they want and there's no consequences. There's never been a time you walk up to a person and say, hey, fuck you, and then they give you a hug.
Because you get in trouble now for knocking people the fuck out. That's really what it is. It starts from kids now, man. Kids don't get punched in the face because everybody, let's give them a participation trophy. Let's talk it out. No. I'm going to talk it out with you until it gets to the point where I see that the only way you're going to learn, some people need to get put on their ass. We got to stop saving everybody. We save everybody from the actual consequence of their actions, which is why we empower more dumbasses like Umar, Trump, Tariq Nasheed, Jay Morrison, whoever else you want to name that's just jackasses out here in these streets. Like, we empower them because we don't give them no consequence. We take up for them. We hold them down. Well, just, no, some people just fucked up. And we need to call them out on their bullshit.
Consequences.
Like, the normal person ain't walking around trying to hurt people. People who are like that, we need to call them for what they are and hold them accountable as such. Period. They self is fucked up. They can't get to the M and the E and the L because they self is fucked up. The S is jacked up. They got a Z4S. I mean, Trump, if he got his ass whooped, he would have turned out better. That's all he missing in his life. Somebody to fuck him up one good time. Because I've literally seen a good 5-knuckle sandwich change a person's whole perspective on life, and they would never be the same after.
You probably the one that gave him that knuckle sandwich. Yeah. Anyway,
we're not gonna talk about my past, sir. God bless you.
You know, consequences is the better teacher than a lot of things. So,
amen. Amen. The best lesson I ever learned about fire was when I touched the fucking stove at 4 years old and realized, oh, that's hot. I ain't gonna do that no more. Guess what? I ain't done since then. I ain't put my hand nowhere near the stove since then.
Yep, me too.
It's simple as that. Like, come on, man.
What'd you say, Phace? Said it too.
Yes, said it too. Yes. But we're not gonna talk about that. That's a long time ago, guys.
I can't wait.
We'll say that for the reunion episode when we get Chewy.
I can't wait to the Chewy episode. Y'all do not know, listeners. If y'all do not know, I can't wait.
I'm gonna be real quiet that episode, folks.
That joint is gonna be that last talk we had on the Zoom. Yo, he had me so weak, man.
Yes,
we need to just record him.
Oh, he can have his own show. Believe that. But on a lighter note, we're gonna flip it a little bit this week. We usually have what Phace hates. But for Phace's birthday, he's decided to give us something a little different. Take it away, Phace.
Now, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because Lord knows that this connection going to hold up the way them blinking in and out this whole damn meeting we've been having trying to get this thing right. So, first thing I love, family time. Time with your family, you feel me? It's needed and cherished. Not enough time we spend doing a hustle and bustle, paying bills, going to work, just doing daily things. Do we stop and spend that needed time with family? You feel me? Like we always trying to buy stuff for our kids, provide this, provide that. But at the end of the day, it's time they want, time they need. Take that little bit of time and play that little silly ass game with your kids. It may annoy the hell out you, but it means the world of them. You feel me? Take the time and hear your wife out that silly story you don't want to hear out. She want to tell you something about her day. Don't just give her a, yeah, all right, boo. Sit there and listen to what she got to say. Give her that little bit of, damn, my husband is listening. My whatever is listening. Give her that. You feel me? Your man want to tell you something. Don't just be just ignorant. No, give him that little bit of listening he want to. You feel me? Family time is needed and cherished. Get it. Love it. Flowers. Second thing, home cooked meals. Ain't nothing like it, man.
Oh my God, yes, Lord.
Fast food, but this home cooked meal thing, man, like ain't nothing like it. I don't care if it's my wife cooking or my mama cooking. I'm gonna eat it up. You feel me? Like I grew up with my mama cooking, but my wife and cook holding it down for me for a few years now. So I love home cooked food. There ain't nothing wrong if you're on the hustle and bustle and you gotta get something from outside with a home cooked meal.
Ain't nothing like it.
Touches the soul when you need.
And if anybody want to support for Phace's birthday, feel free to figure out a way to deep freeze a good home cooked meal and send it to your boys. We love to eat. Don't let the slim bills fool you. We will get our grub on.
Oh yeah, I do eat a lot. You feel me? Next thing, the love of a woman. You feel me? Nothing better than that. You feel me? The love of a good woman. It's something about that, you feel me? Like just knowing that she got your back, knowing she holds you down, knowing that at the end of the day, everything all right because that good woman holding you, that love right there, man, that bond. Ain't nothing like the bond you share with a good woman. Like you're gonna find some women in your life that you're gonna have a bond with. It may not be the best women, it's gonna be some toxic relationships. But when you find that good woman and you got that bond with her, that love, ain't nothing like it.
Ain't nothing like sharing your life with a queen that builds you up to be greater than who you thought you could be, man. Like, boy, you better preach that good word tonight, Phace. Hell yeah.
All right, you guys. All right. I'm out here dating. I'm trying to find the right one so I can, be along with y'all, man. But
in due time, Pat. Due time, Pat. That's the thing. The one don't come with a rush, man. The one comes
I get the point.
Time, man.
Exactly.
Good money, bro.
Nothing in life that we rush is worth doing. All things we take our time to complete are the things worth cherishing. Amen. Always remember that, man.
Mm-hmm. Preach that good word.
Next thing I love. You feel me? the feeling of completion after accomplishing a goal. You feel me? Like that feeling of, damn, I did it. You feel me? Like I done struggled to get this. I done took all this time to do this. Bet I get it. You feel me? If it's something as simple as paying off your layaway, bow, I accomplished that goal. If it's something as complicated as I want to get this promotion, I work my ass off, I got the promotion, bow. That feeling of accomplishment after you get that goal done, ain't nothing like it, man. Like I love that feeling. Little goal, big goal. It's all the same feeling inside. You feel me? I love that.
Amen, amen.
Boy,
when I finished that book, boy, I was so happy. That last page.
There you go.
It be the little shit, man. You make that checklist at the beginning of the day, like I gotta get this, and then done. And as you see that joke get smaller, man, like you can feel your chest puffing up a little bit more. You feel like you done got an extra bit of muscle layer on you. Like you just feel like a superhero, man. Like hell yeah, we in there.
Getting closer and closer to my publishing company, y'all. Getting close.
Now, this is a personal thing a very, very personal thing for Phace. Thing I love is a well-rolled Ale. Yes.
I think we all in agreement with that. Especially if I ain't rolling it. So my shit be ugly.
I'm actually surprised that you ain't rolling one now, Pat. Usually you and Phace be going like 10 for 10 like a relay.
No, you know, we live today, so I got kind of spooked or whatever, but I'm over here with my bag and everything, trying to find stuff so I can do the science.
Now, the next thing Phace loved, and I'm back with this connection, riding around in my car, listening to good music, just zoning out. And that's my comfort zone. You feel me? Like when you're in your car, that place of solitude, ain't nobody in there with you to turn on whatever you want to listen to.
That sanctuary.
It could be the weirdest song to anybody else, but it could be your song. You feel me?
But you be in there lit.
It's yours. You in your zone. You feel your place of peace. You feel me? Close your eyes. Not while you're driving, of course. Park, close your eyes. Driving, don't close your eyes. But just be in your own mode. You feel me? Like be in your vibe. And that's my thing. You feel me? Like,
man, my little neighborhood got a park in it. House. I go every day, and my wife be thinking I'm going to like get something to eat or whatever. And eventually I get something to eat, but I sometimes just go and sit. And that's like my meditation spot. Like I put on some old early 2000s hip hop. I be in that bitch. If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. Just by my damn self. And I don't know what it is, but it's like, it just allows you to just like release everything, man. Just that time with yourself, that self-love, man. Yes, Derek, it's meditation, man. It's like just that self-love, man. I don't think people give themselves enough time to just love themselves. Phace, you are killing it this week, bro. You better talk to my soul a bit, bro.
I got multiple places like that, Tiz.
You got to, man.
You're going to be like the pier. The pier.
Oh man, I got some stories about the pier.
Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? The early Sunday morning, just get up with the fucking gear. Everybody got on pajamas and shit. Just like, hey yo, we about to hop in the whip. We going to the pier. Let's light up. We gonna just chill, just talk about the week. And like, so much clarity was gained. Like, man. If you out there right now, man, one of the biggest things you can do for mental health, go find you a spot where you can just love yourself. And I don't mean on no weird shit or no Paul shit or whatever, whatever weird shit people can go with. Like, I mean, like when you could just get in touch with you, figure out what you thinking, feeling, and just
start your smell, man. Get a place where you can start your personal smell, yo. And the last thing that I love, you feel me? Like just this week, this is what I love for all time. It's me, myself, and I. Just Phace, man. I just love myself, yo. Like you gotta embrace me. You feel me? Like I want everybody to love themselves like I love me. You feel me? Like,
happy birthday, Phace.
Damn, you feel me? Like goddamn right. You feel me? Like wow, I made it another year. You feel me? Like when I was young, I didn't think I made it to this age. You feel me? Like you feel me? Like growing up, you feel me? Like where I was at before I moved to VA, I didn't think I was gonna make the C20 something, but I was at 30 something. You feel me? Like the life expectancy for a black man at this age. You feel me? So I mean,
big facts.
Damn right. I'm thankful. And I hope I make it to see many, many, many more. I hope I grow old enough to see my great grandkids walk across the college stage. You feel me? Like my great grandmother did.
So ain't no hope, man. We're gonna manifest that. We're gonna be doing this same podcast, man. When we 90 years old.
Smell. That's the smell upon smells. You feel me? Like that's my ultimate smell.
That's
but I mean, That's the thing. Space love this week. You feel me?
Now you know how I felt when that person asked something about me, and I was like,
Preach.
me, bitch, me.
That's it, man. You gotta love yourself, bro.
Well, who the hell are you? Me. I'm me, bitch.
I'm me.
Me.
I'm me. And that's all that's more than enough. That's all you need to know. I'm me. And whatever that entails is a beautiful thing.
The fuck you mean, man? Me.
Yes, it is, man.
And speaking on
self-love, love yourself, man.
As a black people, we don't love ourselves as a black people enough. So that leads me to my last topic for the evening. These are my main issues that we face as black people. First, we are too overly stuck in beliefs instead of pursuing real logic and entertaining real dialogue with each other.
Facts.
We spend 80% of our time trying to follow some, whatever it is, whether it be your religion, and that's what you tie yourself to, whether it be you are part of one of these new age cults where I'm a Tariq Nasheed FBA, or I'm a Umar, I'm a Pan-African, or whatever.
Breathe in. Breath in.
Or I'm down with this YouTuber, and I'm down with that YouTuber. Like, we spend so much time stuck in beliefs, we leave out actual logic and facts and tangible evidence for whatever. And what that causes is us to overlook the real things that we could be doing in order to get what we need as a people. That belief system stuff, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a Christian. I believe in Pan-Africanism. I do believe that melanated people of the earth are all from one and we should be together. But that won't let me outdo logic. That won't let me overlook somebody who may be from a different background or from a different perspective that's making a good point. And I think that's the problem. Like, you can't even have a dialogue with your brothers anymore because you got, well, I'm an FBA, and how dare you talk to a pro-black? I'm just asking a question because I don't understand your platform, man. Like, I was talking to Tariq Nasheed posted something today, man. And it was basically saying, like, what is Joe Biden? What is his administration? What policy is he going to put in place that actually helps black people directly, right? And I put, you know what I'm saying, it was some along those lines. And I basically put something along the lines of, hey, at the end of the day, there's nothing that we can say that he is going to do. But the hope is that once he gets into office, his policies in general will somehow affect us. That's just being realistic about how our political system works, being realistic about how our two-party system works, being realistic about politicians in general. Like, you hope they're gonna do something, but you don't know, because most of them get in there and they succumb to the pressure of power, or I need this money, or I want to make sure I keep this image, and they end up going back on a lot of their promises. So to me, it seemed like a rational response. You posted the question, I just gave my particular perspective. Not saying nobody else was wrong or nothing. But next thing I know, I got hit with, how dare you come in here with that hopefully rhetoric? You still with that glass half full. Sir, I don't know you. I don't even know what you believe. You ain't even gave me a chance to know what you believe. But what I do know is I'm just answering this man's question in the most logical way that I know how, because that's what I move off. I'm a Capricorn, and I don't know if that's what really guides it or whether it's just I'm just a normal human being who understands that everything is not just that. The only thing I know of that is just that is math. Everything else is subjective. From the way we write, to the way we talk, to the way we live, to the cultures, like everything else depends on what you particularly learned, what your environment taught you, etc. So to me, we are the biggest issue when it comes to, like, we are so stuck in belief systems, we're unable to hear logic. You can talk to me as a Christian and tell me about how Christianity was stole from ancient Kemet. You can talk to me about how, like, the logic of it doesn't make sense. And I agree with you. That's why it's a belief system. I understand what the word belief is. I'm not telling you that you have to believe my fact. I'm just telling you what I believe. You free to believe what you want to believe, and I feel you. But we've lost the ability to like have opinion. Everything has to be this or that. It can't be nowhere in the middle. You can't disagree with anybody and actually build while you learn from each other. It's just this or that. My question from that becomes, if we can't talk to each other, how do we actually walk with each other? And how do we reach true intelligence to the point where we can actually start unifying and defeating people when the other side, they know it's nuanced. They see all the little nuances, and that's how they defeat us, because they keep us separated. Well, if we make sure that they don't ever come together, we make sure the Christians stay away from the Black Catholics and the Black Jews, and we make sure that the Muslims don't want to deal with none of them, and we make sure that the Pan-Africans don't deal with the Addos, and like, at the end of the day, man, we people trying to make it in this world, and the world is already against us. Get this belief shit out of here. Believe what you believe, but still come back to that source of reality where you can deal with in logic and reason and deal with responsible and healthy, respectful disagreements. Next, on the biggest things that are in our way. Nobody wants to actually do what they tell others to do. So you got all of these Black leaders now, and the biggest difference between now and the 60s civil rights movement, yeah, the images look the same, but the difference is we had Black leaders back then that were willing to put their life on the line. They didn't talk about it, they were about it. They got their ass out there, and people like MLK marched on the front lane and got his head busted in and got arrested for that shit. You got people like Muhammad Ali that gave up the prime of their careers, lost millions of dollars that he could have made to say, no, this shit ain't right. I'm going to stand on what I say and what I tell other people to do. We've lost that. You got Umar telling people to educate Black boys, but he won't finish building the fucking Black school that he said he's going to build. You got Tariq Nasheed telling all of these people, go against Black Lives Matter, go out here and make a ruckus, unify your Black dollar. But yet I'm looking at your house and I'm seeing the shit that's bought from IKEA. You didn't buy that from no Black man. I know that model. I seen it on the website. Like, fuck out of here, man. Like, you got Jay Morrison telling people to go out here and deal in real estate, yet everybody that deals with you say you ain't had a real estate deal and I don't know how long, if ever. It's so many people that want to talk that shit, but don't nobody want to walk it. Like, I'm all about the shit starts with the generation below us. So we got to educate and mentor them. But guess what I do for a fucking living? That's what I do. So, like, I'm tired of this. We talk it, but we don't walk it. That is one of the hugest things that's in our way. And then lastly, and I apologize for being so passionate, but I have been sipping for Phace's birthday. And I'm really about my people, man. Like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, I literally, like, my wife asked me today, like, why you look so weary? You look weary. I am. I'm watching my children that I mentor and I teach and I educate die. And not for COVID. For the hatred of self that Black people are putting on each other. Like, we are dying out here for this shit. Lastly, we need economic unity and sovereignty, but we sabotage our own economic efforts as a people. They say buy Black and support Black businesses. And then we got Black entities and Black businesses out here scamming us or providing bullshit service and quality. I just saw a post, it was like maybe a month ago when we was on the episode and I was talking to y'all about, man, I went to a Black-owned business to get some wings. Now you go to the Asians, you get half of your own arm as a wing. This motherfucker went to a Black-owned establishment that came back with a plate full of wings, and the wings was the size of a bottle cap. He showed the damn screenshot to show the scale. How the fuck are we doing this to our people? How you gonna charge $10 for a plate with a baby wing? How you gonna say, I got these services for you to fix your credit, but I'm really fucking up your credit to scam you out of your money? How you gonna say I'm building a fucking school, donate to me, and I'm gonna educate your Black children, yet I'm taking your money and going on world tours and hanging out, buying my birthday Nikes? How you gonna say we about Black empowerment and building up our community,
And you taking the money that we thinking we invest in to build up our own Black Wall Street, and you taking that to go buy a Bentley and live out you and your wife's biggest fantasy. Like, this is shit, man. Like, every step of the way, we're providing scams and less than quality services, but we want people to buy from us. How can you, if I can get a better quality product from Walmart than the shit you selling, why should I not? Now, I'm willing to pay more for equal quality because it's Black. I ain't mad at that. But you're not going to give me subpar bullshit and then expect me to spend my hard-earned money on it. That don't make sense. That's logic. And then on top of that, with the economics, we hate to see our own people actually doing better than what we are. I watch people on YouTube all the time where they have this huge following that be like, go, go, go. We support you. We're so behind you. And then as soon as that person monetizes their page and is able to actually live and eat off of what they are spending their hard-earned time doing, like, people don't realize to get on here, we got to make this shit. We got to edit it down. We got to cut it up. We got to still be thinking about ways to develop merch. We got to think about marketing strategies. And this is outside of whatever we do on a day-to-day basis to actually feed our families. And I watch people sabotage their own people. As soon as somebody makes money, fuck you. You're horrible. How dare you? How you gonna be asking for money? This is the same dude that you were supporting 3 months ago when he was asking for money, but now that he's actually making money, you mad at him. Dude, Leonardo, one of the biggest YouTubers on Umar. Everybody was all behind him. Yeah, go down. Get on Umar because he's scamming. This man ain't asked for $1. But because he has a membership page that people actually sign up to and people actually send him in super chats, he don't ask for no damn super chat. I'll be watching this shit because I'll be waiting for the little, I'm always looking for that real somebody to come out. Dude ain't asked for $1. He be so humble about this shit, like, thank y'all, man. I appreciate it. This nigga spend his time. I'm sitting here. We got 2 live followers actually chat with us right now. And I'm struggling to keep up with their chat. This man sit there and call out every damn super chat that sent him some money on his show. You know how much effort that take to sit there and go through that and still lead the show, and he by himself. He ain't got no partners that can talk while he looking through it. And they dragging this man right now because he gets super chat. This man ain't living high off the hog. He ain't in no mansion. He in a regular ass crib like everybody. Normal middle class family trying to support his cribs. But we as soon as we see somebody reaching that precipice of greatness, yank it back down because you better than me now. That insecurity we got is killing us. It's the Willie Lynch letter in reality. We have become so separate that because we still in the field, we hate to see a motherfucker make it to the house. Bitch, he's still in bondage like us. He get whipped and raped just like us. Like, we still in the same situation. He just live in a different place. He live in the house, we live in the shack. But damn it, we should be fuck supporting him. We should be trying to think about how we gonna get this motherfucker out the house and get him into his own mansion. That's really what we got to get to. And it really comes down to, we prefer comfort over the action that it takes to make these financial and economic gains and social gains happen. We comfortable. As long as we eating, as long as I got a crib, as long as my screen on my TV big, I ain't really worried about everybody else. I'm gonna be all right. My people in my house are good, but your brother's starving. And that's the thing we've gotten away from. Back in the day, what made us strong enough to even get to the point where abolitionists were able to get us to the point where we were now able to be free. Where civil rights leaders like Malcolm, Martin, even all the way up to people like Khalid Muhammad, where these people were able to actually get us some real policy change, some real laws changing to help us. The only way we got there is because Black people, despite their disagreements, don't get it wrong, Garvey and Du Bois were at odds, but they could agree that Black people need to be liberated. And despite their debates, they could put those things aside enough to both be on the same message. Hey, regardless of whether you listen to me or him, we got to do something. We got to get this together. But now we comfortable. We in 2021, and ever since integration, we done got settled. We ain't got to drink from a separate water fountain no more. So as long as we can drink water, we good. But they poisoning our water instead.
The illusion of freedom.
Right. Like, that's the shit. Like, if I could take our model of what we do as the Podnas in our friend group and push that out to the world, that's what I would do. Because I ain't just talking this shit. And my brothers will back me up, and my other brothers that are not, you know what I'm saying, part of the podcast, they can back me up. One thing that we've always strived on is if one of us got something, then the rest of us gonna be good. If I got clothes, then you got an outfit to wear tonight. We'll mix and match them damn shirts and pants until we good. If I got a place to stay and lay my head, I don't give a damn where it is or who it's with. You got a place to lay your head. If I come up on a come up and it's working for me, hey, let me pass it. Hey, bro, I ain't saying you got to, but this is what I'm doing and it's making me this. You need to jump on. Like, that's how we've survived this long. That's how we've got to the point where now we're all kings standing on our own. But it started like us believing in that. And that's what we have lost as a people. And it's scaring me because the more and more we get more amenities and technology, the more and more we get away from that. We literally walk past. We ride through our own neighborhoods with a bunch of people that look like us and say, ugh, I ain't trying to be with this hood shit. Bitch, you was from the hood. You grew up in that same damn band though.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm bougie.
I'm bougie, but I'm not above my people. Yeah, I want the finer things, but I will not get finer things at the detriment of my people.
Nah, never that.
I love, if you know me, I don't like a lot of clothes and shit, but shoes is my thing. I'm into shoes. I like a good pair of sneakers. I done gave up so many dress shoes, and like I'm talking about, I spend $200 on a pair of sneakers a day, and the kid at my school said, hey, I need it. You got it. Yeah, I spent $500 on this belt, but you said you need it. You got it. Because you don't know what that does for that next man. Just you helping somebody that's your brother can change their whole trajectory in life. When I was down on my ass and I have nobody to turn to, the fact that my brother said, hey, you could come stay with me for a bit, that changed my whole trajectory. To just know I had a stable place to lay my head and I ain't had to go crib to crib, bench to bench, park to park. I could actually have a stable place. I ain't had to run from that. I ain't had to be oppressed by whoever I live with. I could just be. That changed everything. You reaching out and giving somebody them pair of shoes, or, hey, I got this business opportunity. I heard you got a talent. Let me bring you on. Yeah, it ain't even about just giving. We got talents.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't come up with this podcast idea just for me. I came up with it because I got a brother that does fashion design. I got another brother that does like art. And this could be their platform to boost their lives and make their families' lives better. Like, we got to start back to thinking of like our impacts on the world and get out of this comfort zone. And I'm done on my rant. I'm done on my preaching. But I apologize to our listeners, to our viewers, but this shit been heavy on my heart, man. And like today just really set me over the edge, man. Like, I'm tired of it. We got to love each other, bro.
Same thing, man. There's some people out there that's vibing and feel the same way you feel, but they don't have a way to say it, or they don't know how to say it, or they may be afraid to say it because of their surroundings and people they're around. So I mean, it feels to them, it feels good to have somebody to voice that with the same passion. You feel me? So I mean, and to one of the points you made as far as profiting off our people, you feel me? Like, we should never profit off pain. Profit off passion, you feel me? Like, have your desire and make your profit off that desire. Don't profit off the pain of your people, you feel me? Like, that goes back to the same thing in the crack epidemic. Everybody was profiting off the pain of our people.
That's one of my biggest regrets, man.
Like,
Reagan.
I regret a lot of people that get out the hustle, they be like, well, I just made it. No, I feel bad for that. I gotta atone for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't, boy,
Go ahead, Phace. I'm sorry, man.
Man.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, you good. You Gucci, man. You Gucci. It's just a topic that a lot of people have feelings on. You feel me? Like, so people want to go in depth about it. But we can have a whole episode just on that topic as well, because I mean that's a continuous issue. The same, like I had the conversation with my grandmother all the time. She's like, if you see this in the news, I'm like, yeah. And we both know it ain't no different than when you were coming up. The only thing different is now there's more cameras out there, so it's put in everybody's face now. It's the same thing you grew up.
Right, like, when it happened.
I'm told stories about people about the Petersburg. About my grandmother grew up in certain sections of Petersburg. You better not be caught in by the sundown. You feel me? Sundown sections of the city. You feel me? Like you better not be caught in there unless you was a maid or cleaning somebody's house.
Big facts. Big facts.
And so I mean, you gotta look at the progression, but you gotta look at the things that remain the same.
Yep.
And it's sickening and sad that the things that remain the same either covered up to be made to be okay in a certain sense, or ignored until it's put in your face till you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to understand that some things are cyclic, but them same cyclic things can be changed. You feel me? Like we have to have a different outlook and a different approach to them to change them. We can't keep going about things the same way, keep marching and just keep speaking on it. If we're not willing to sit down and have a true conversation with the people who need to be involved in these conversations, just sit down and shut up. Because the marches, they change things eventually with enough of them and enough action. But the violence don't change stuff. The riots don't change stuff. The marches don't change stuff. Sit down and have these needed true conversations with people in power, and maybe things can change then. You got to make them care. You feel me? Like no one cares about you going to temper tantrum, having a riot. They see it's just that a temper tantrum. See that when your kid has a temper tantrum, okay, go ahead and finish doing what you're doing. You still gonna go back and do what I asked you to do. That's just that. So I mean, nothing changes. But you sit down and have a true conversation with that same person, it's more clarity, more understanding given on both sides because you're coming in a rational, a more rational mindset. Nothing can be changed.
It looked like he just got cut off. Dang.
Once an episode that happens, it's okay.
I think he's coming back.
We'll clean it up.
I think he's coming back.
Give it this messed up ass service.
It's all good, bro. You know we'll edit it out later. That's the beauty of a podcast, sir. And it's your birthday, so you can go out as much as you want to.
It's your birthday. You can go out.
Service can't stop your message, champ.
My last topic for the night, man. What I want to go to is just life lessons learned over the years. I mean, we all grow, and being my birthday, it can be just time to reflect on.
Doing it again, right when we need them.
Dear God, we just ask your blessings over Phace of service. Just allow him to express and continue this beautiful talk that you are speaking through him this evening. Although
I like when he,
I can't tell if he's frozen now or if he
that's why I like when he come in, man. You don't know if it's on the same picture or what.
I try to make it so it seem like so we gotta edit it. It'd be easy if I keep the same face all the time.
No, that actually does help when I edit the video, so not a problem.
Yeah, so like I was saying, it's life lessons learned. Like as we grow, some things become relevant to us. Some things just go in one end, out the other, but some things stick. You feel me? And they help us grow, and the information we've learned comes back later on, and we teach those lessons to others. You feel me? Like some things my grandmother taught me growing up, and my mother taught me growing up, I pass along to just people I meet, my cousins, family, even my children. So it's like life lessons learned. I mean, for one, What's a good one? Let's see. Lying. It's a big repetitive thing. You always hear me talk about lying. My grandma always told me, "When things you do in the dark come through in the light." Never understood that. What you mean? What you mean? Basically, the things you do wrong will be brought to you. You feel me? They'll be exposed when you least expect them.
That karma.
So basically, do good. You feel me? Like learn it. You always learn things the hard way. You feel me? So it's two schools of thought in learning. You can learn things the hard way, or you can listen to people, receive the information, and just take the advice. Some people are one way or the other. Then you have some like me. I do both. You feel me? Like depending on who I'm getting information from, what the information is, I may listen and receive it, or I may be a hard head and have to learn the hard way. You feel me? Like growing up, financial responsibility. That was a tough thing for me. So I was spending money here, spending money here. Yeah, some years you save money, some years you just don't care. You frivolous with money.
Or you speaking to
Doing
my
the
heart in my
activities of what I
20s.
was doing. You feel me? Doing activities we were doing back in the day. I feel like money was coming in fast, so it was like money was frivolous, whatever's whatever. But as you get older and you get out of certain elements and you get out of certain um, situations, you see that you need to settle down with your money habits and you need to be more financially wise and you need to diversify what you putting your money into on a more legit scale, I should say. So it's just life lessons learned. I mean, y'all personally, what life lessons do y'all think have been more prevalent to y'all, and which way do y'all think y'all been, or how not? Which way do you think you learn best, the hard way, or people say the easy way, as far as just listening?
For me, I'll try to go off both. I think the biggest life lesson I learned is integrity. It kind of tie in with your thing about lying, with done in the dark, golden light, but integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody's looking. And I think
Mm-hmm.
one of the biggest things that I really tried to push myself on as I've grown as an adult, and it came from learning the hard way. I'll admit that for most of my life, I've been a learn the hard way person. As I've got into my 30s and started to grow and just, what I'm saying, I got with a real queen that won't take in no bullshit. And I've, what I'm saying, just started more of my intellectual journey as far as just digging into knowledge and really trying to learn about who I am. I think that's the biggest thing that I've come across, man, is just integrity, bro. Like, be what you say, do what you say you're going to do, and stand on it at all times. And if you can't stand on it, then don't do it. And that's my thing. So if I do something when ain't nobody looking, I want to be able to stand on it if somebody pulls up a video of me doing that. You know what I mean? And be able to stand on that. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like, I feel like I'm reaching that goal of just the highest level of integrity where like I don't ever feel like I'm compromised. And I think that's the best life lesson. Because when you got that true just I am what I say I am and I'm gonna do what I say I'm gonna do, it kind of covers so many other aspects of life. Like I ain't gotta worry about financial literacy no more because I look at it like I want to provide for my family. I can't do that doing nothing else but becoming financially literate. And if I fake it, my family's gonna suffer because that shit's gonna come up. My financial mistake is gonna end up impacting my wife, my son, you know what I'm saying, my whole entire sphere of people that I'm with, you know what I mean? So like I think that integrity piece for me has been the biggest like lesson learned. And I hate the fact that like I saw it as a kid. Like one episode I talked about my papa Semi, man. Like, he was the biggest influence on me as a male figure. And I saw him live that, but I didn't necessarily connect the dots on what that truly looked like for me until recently. And it came from me consistently like just doing stupid shit throughout my 20s, to be quite honest. Like, and trying to fake the funk for people and, and trying to make images look like one thing to the outside world when they really wasn't that. And trying to, you know what I'm saying, even at times in my early part, you know what I'm saying, like I've lied to my girl and that shit almost broke us up for good, like before she even became my wife. And I look at it like it all came from me trying to be something I wasn't, or do something that went against what was really who I am. And I think that integrity piece, despite how I got to it, is the biggest life lesson for me, for sure. Just be what you say and do what you say you're gonna do. Pat?
I would say biggest life lesson is if you want something, get it. Basically, don't hold back, don't second guess, don't care what anybody think. Just do it. Just go out there and do with what you need to do, whatever next step, whatever goal you need to get the job done and get what you need to grab, pretty much. And whatever your goal, just keep going for it. And then, like, the more you do, the more the universe makes its way to provide what you need to get to that goal. But being more assertive, just knowing what I want, go ahead and going for it, and just don't second guess, don't be overly polite, don't worry about how somebody feel about it. If you're very passionate about achieving a goal, just go for it. That's like the biggest basically life lesson I ever learned, pretty much. Whatever. Like, one thing I will say, since this is definitely Phace's birthday, one thing that Phace has asked me in the past was like, why are you afraid to disappoint somebody?
Damn.
Like, why are you afraid to disappoint somebody? Why, like, you're not perfect. Sometimes you're gonna mess up, this and that and third, but I know it. Especially in my early age, I would try my hardest to basically appease everyone. And at the end of the day, I was taken away from what I wanted, So that was one of the life lessons I had to learn.
Boy, that's a real ass statement, though. Why are you trying to disappoint everyone? Because disappointment comes from expectations unfulfilled. So if somebody else got an expectation for you, like, the only person that you should just be able to disappoint is yourself. Because your expectations are the only ones that really matter on your life. Like, everybody else can have expectations for you, but they not the ones that got to walk in your shoes. They not the ones that got to live your specific life. So that's some Phace, boy. You was dropping that old man wisdom forever, boy. You've been, I swear, Phace been 99 for the past 99 years. Oh God,
old man Phace.
That's crazy.
Knowledge,
that's real though.
There we go.
That's real though.
I mean,
I love that.
I just said like this. I always tell people I think on a different wavelength than most. You feel me? Because I personally really don't care about most things. If it don't affect me or mine, I don't care. Most people like, that's ignorant, whatever. But ignorance is bliss, and I lead my life to be happy in my pursuit of happiness. You feel me? So it is what it is. You feel me? I choose not to involve myself in stuff. That doesn't mean I'm not educated in the facets of those environments.
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted. You feel me? Don't get it twisted. I can have a conversation on any level, any topic anybody wants to, but I choose not to. You feel me? It's the choice. You feel me? So I can sit here and piss any and everybody off by a certain conversation, my viewpoint on it, but I choose not to. You feel me? It's the choice. It's a choice I make.
Big facts.
I piss people off on Facebook all the time with random posts. So I've definitely learned not to care.
That is so my life on Twitter now. I find every day I offend someone with just me speaking the honest truth with no problem. Speak my speech. I will speak my speech. Why is it?
Did you just breathe today? Like, now I'm offended somebody
because I breathe. And they be pissed.
Dog, you sniffing all of my air?
But you know what that is, right, man? That ain't nothing but the quote from Busta Rhymes and How I Learned It. It's one of the most profound quotes from an ignorant moment in a movie I've ever seen.
Give me some more.
They hate us because they ain't us.
True.
You can't invoke nobody's emotions unless you've actually hit a nerve, unless you actually have entered into their emotional space. Like, you have made somebody care enough to be upset by what you said. And a lot of times that's what starts it. Because for me, I know a lot of the shit that I was pissed at people for telling me in my 20s is the shit that I live by now in my 30s. The shit I ain't want to hear when I was a fucked up person, that's the shit that kept ringing in my ears until I changed it. So you keep speaking your truth, Faye.
Truth
You keep
hurts.
speaking that truth, Pat. Like, that's what is going to affect change. We got to keep speaking truth to power and to the weak until they believe it and they actually make that change for themselves. That's it.
I work on self every day. You know, like that's the one thing you say you got to work on self. I wake up every morning like, what the fuck is wrong with me, Pat?
And that's the
Don't
person. And
take the
that's the
low
person. That's the
eyes and
only
the
person that got the right
activities.
to say it to you.
Yep. And it's funny when I say that shit because I be up grumpy as shit in the morning.
That's weird. I've become such a morning person. I used to be the worst person in the mornings. I hated everybody before 10 a.m.
I've become more of a morning person, but I'd never be
Something
a
like
morning
this.
person.
I'm
Born
gonna
at
tell
8
you what's
o'clock.
gonna do it for you, Pat. Had your
Something
first
Kids.
child.
Kids, I know it. My kid, you know.
You're gonna love mornings because you ain't got no choice.
Congratulations to my brother.
Yeah.
He got his congratulations. He gave birth to a Capricorn.
Another GOAT in the world.
This
The
Saturday on the
greatest of
16th.
all time.
I say, man, you're
There
gonna have
we
to deal
go.
with me again. You're gonna have to deal with
Yo,
me
there we
and your
go.
mom again.
Ain't no wrong with that.
There we
Ain't no
go.
wrong with that.
Another Capricorn.
So he's
Another
dealing with greatness?
Capricorn.
What kind of burden is that? We're fucking
I'm just like,
amazing. We are
I don't
fucking
see nothing
amazing.
wrong with it.
At all. Man,
look at this awesome.
Nothing at all wrong with it.
Man, we have been on here for a good almost 2 hours, which is gonna kill me in editing. But for our people who actually got to see this live on Facebook, on YouTube, thank y'all for joining us, man. Like, just having y'all here, this is a big milestone for us, and I couldn't think of any better way to do this for Phace's birthday. Like, this is the first time we've actually had a show on someone's birthday. So I just felt like it was amazing to just have y'all be behind the scenes as we record our podcast for the week. Listeners, y'all are still going to get this as always on all of your favorite streaming services. Throughout the week, if you want to support us, if you want to kind of just push us to the next level, I'm going to tell you the first thing you can do for us is follow us on YouTube, man. We dropping content. We have individual content that has nothing to do with our podcast. I do a battle rap blog. Phace is constantly dropping self-help things. Pat is working on some new content as well to be dropping. So, like, we have stuff that if you just want to know more about us, kind of get in tune with us on a different level or just interact with us outside of just waiting until Wednesday night, go ahead and follow us on YouTube. Outside of that, what else we got going on this week, guys? What y'all got?
Well, shoot. Once again, Twitter, Instagram is at the Podnas, ThePodnas. I'm going to work on a few other things as far as more content, doing interviews around the way. I'm working with this studio out here in good old Mallory, where we first started that house that
the honeycomb hideout.
That Tiz was talking about. Hey, if you got a place, we got a place. I'm right there, right down the street from it. Right here. Oh, damn.
Nobody house.
Right down here. So I'm gonna be working with this studio, and they got like a tattoo parlor up front. Try to do more content. Maybe
feel free to promo them, man. Like, if somebody's in Virginia in the Hampton Roads area, and you need a studio or a tattoo, man, like,
yep. Exalt Recordings, Matriarch Gallery is right behind the ABC store near the Food Lion on Mallory Street, right down the street from Hampton University or whatever. As soon as you get off the exit, go down past that McDonald's, you'll see it pretty much right behind the ABC store. So I'm gonna work with them. They got artists or whatever. Try to do some interview content type of stuff like that. Try to set it up. Try to get all my tech and stuff together, pretty much. And also, you can always support us and Phace Mob at
you know, as usual, teespring.com/stores/Podnas-closet-1. That's Podnas, spelled PODNAS -closet CLOSET -1. Or you can go to our other store, which is teespring.com/stores/Phace-Co-2. That's Phace spelled with a PHACE-CO, that's CO-2. And that's our stores. You want to support? We have everything from hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeves. We have a few items for the kids. We do have accessories. We have handbags. We have face masks. So it's a variety of items on there. So if you want to support, you can support big, you can support small. But we have merchandise there and the clothing aspect that if you want to support us, come there and check us out, man.
Indeed, man. Phace be working hard every week too, man. Like every time I look, he's in the group chat like, yo, I got a new design. I got a new item. I got a new piece up there. I got something new they can buy. So like, check both stores out, man. If you see something you like, go ahead and cop. As always, as well, you can always support financially in several different ways. You can either go to Buy Us a Coffee, just search in buyusacoffee.com. The Podnas, you will find us. You can actually get different types of memberships. You can pay for our services, or you can just drop $1 to whatever to just, help fund us and keep us buying more resources and promote more content for you guys. As well, you got $ Podna Tiers 1 at Cash App. Any money that comes into that account automatically gets divvied up between us. Any money that comes into that account tonight is going straight to Phace though for his birthday. But that's another way. And then as always, follow us on all social media. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Clubhouse, you can find us there. We're always down to interact with you guys. Tony, keep the Facebook and Instagram super lit. So follow him. He's always posting something funny or just poignant on what we got going on. And as well, if you want to get into a quick dialogue with your boy Tiz, holler at us on Twitter. I'm always on there just shooting the breeze with people and just interacting with people. Just, trying to let you guys know us a little better. We love y'all. If you can't remember all of those websites, because we always give you a bunch of websites, the one website you do need to know is thepodnas.com. Don't matter if you capitalize the first letter or what, but if you type in thepodnas.com, every social media, every way you can support us, every YouTube extension, anything, both stores, everything we got going on in the Podnas movement is there in a one-stop shop for you. We make it easy. So as always, man, we are proud and humble to continue to bring you guys content. Thank you guys for listening and watching. If you were not here to catch this live, you're going to have to wait till we release this video. So if you were here live, you got to see some monumental. I don't know when we will do this again. It might not be again until next year on Phace's birthday, but we love y'all. Thank y'all for joining us, man. We really appreciate it.
If you got topics, comment, just let us know, hit us up, tag us in or whatever. We'll review it and we'll see our opinions on it also.
Just want to add that in. Listeners, as always, Wednesday night at midnight, always the podcast is dropping on all streaming platforms. I don't care where you listen to your podcast at, you will be able to find the Podnas. Just type it to your search bar, the Podnas, and you can definitely join up, download, and subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Just follow the movement, and we're going to keep on continuing to try our best to put forth content that means something to the world and hopefully means something to you, man. As always, man, we the Podnas. We love y'all. We out.
All right, time to roll up. Yes.
All right, now I got to figure out how to stop. All right, cool. We not live no more.